Before we get into it, I want to give a shout out to some really awesome people. The first is Spidey-Editz, real name Dakota Ray Bowen, and he makes these amazingly cool posters of like various Spider-Man mashups and things like that. I put his links down below if you want to follow him on social media, see his work, subscribe to his YouTube, and things like that. The next shout out I want to give is to Victor Ekstrom. He and a group of friends of his are getting a movement together to try to get the actual Sam Raimi to make a Spider-Man 4. If you want to follow and support their social media campaign and things like that, I also put that link down below. And last but definitely not least, so my friend Timothy Joe Himes is putting together a fantastic sci-fi action comic book, Chronicles of the Afterworld, Sovereign the Eclipse Stone. And his Kickstarter is going on right now. He just needs $1,000 to get it printed, then we all get to get a copy of this amazingly cool world, and I hope you check it out and support his campaign. Okay, on to Spider-Man 4. Yes, we have been in production the whole time. The reason why there was a bit of a delay is, well, happy news is the DP got married, and the wedding and honeymoon happened, and I was the best man at the wedding, and it was a great time and a lot of fun, but as soon as he got back, we resumed shooting. Yeah, we were shooting a lot on green screen, and one moment I was really excited to film was a moment between Smythe and the Vulture, where we really get to see how creepy Vulture is, and I have to say, Eric Mannix's portrayal keeps getting better and better each shooting day. Like, he's really got a good sense of the character, and he was giving everybody chills on set with just how menacing he could be, and it's quite a switch from his personality because he's a pretty funny, self-depreciating type guy, but when he gets threatening, he goes into this kind of like very low, if you know John Malkovich's work, the way he very precisely speaks, that kind of thing. And then I told him how to be scarier. I worked at a haunted house attraction for a little bit a couple of years ago, and one of the best jobs I ever had, but you learn tricks on how to scare and frighten people, and I passed that on to him, and he's since used it in his own parenting, and now his kids don't speak to him. I may be making something up here, but part of that story is definitely true. Another shooting day I'd love to talk with you about is kind of the opposite. We got to see Vulture being very creepy. Now we get to see Adrian Toomes, and I often don't like shooting a character. I don't like shooting in sequence when I'm directing, particularly with character introductions, because no matter how talented the actor is, they're still settling into the part. I like to shoot actors when they've settled into the part, and then when the audience sees them for the first time, they already know what makes them tick, their mannerisms, things like that. And also when the character's in typically a low-pressure situation. When we first meet Toomes, he's a very amiable figure. We like him a lot. We're on his side. I mean, everyone in comic fans knows Toomes becomes the Vulture and his downfall, and I think it's really heartbreaking to see. Because we see he, like Otto Octavius, is a very good man in the beginning. Very fun for me, though, is playing Smythe in this situation because prior to that, I had to play him terrified of what the Vulture is going to do to him. So it's interesting to jump ahead in shooting and do everything I can to get under his Adrian Toomes' skin. And when establishing the character, you need to get like broad brush strokes really quick, so a character gets in the audience mind and they think, okay, I see Peter Parker, young, optimistic, naive if you want to be unkind. But when you see Alistair Smythe, I wanted to read, just to be frank, a real dick. And snooty and smug. Naturally, I'm the perfect casting for this role. So Bryn and I, and this wasn't in the script, we worked on this little bit where Peter, wanting to be a good guy, walks over and extends his hand to Smythe, and Smythe doesn't say a word, just, you know, gives him the, like, what the hell, like, who the hell are you type expression, and it's how I feel about Bryn anyway, so I was able to play that pretty easy, I think. Yeah, and moving into August, we've already got a couple days of filming lined up. We're really coming to the point where it's coming down to actor availability when we're able to shoot things. It's not that there's a lot of material left to cover. It's like, okay, we need to get this. When can you take time off from your day job? Or, you know, things of that nature. But we have another big Black Cat shooting day coming up. And actually what's interesting about that is we're going to be seeing Felicia more than Black Cat on those days. And I've directed Mandy a lot as Black Cat, but Felicia is a different side of her, so it's going to be fun. Fun to explore and play with that. Also, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that we shot an actress friend of mine, Sarah Stubbe, playing a receptionist at Fisk Industries. And I saw her in an acting class I'm taking, and she could play sassy as well as terrified, and it's hilarious. Brought her in for a little bit of comedy relief, and Bryn pointed this out, if you notice in the Raimi trilogy, there are so many, you know, average people that are just able to verbally defeat Spider-Man or Peter Parker, and where he just walks away, and we're having her continue that tradition. It's an interesting one to pick up on, but I liked it quite a bit. Oblock550 asks, when do you think filming will be done, and how long do you think post-production will take? Well, our main goal is to get everything filmed by the end of the year, and I'm talking everything from little pickups, inserts, things like that. Bryn is streamlining the script a bit, not cutting out anything essential, but just simplifying it so we can get the film out to you guys faster. As far as post-production, that is actually going to be covered in the official High Mountain Studios update video that's going to be coming out pretty soon. Bryn was talking to me about what's going to be in it, and I'm going to be involved, etc. So that's going to be covered a little bit later. Freeze Frame Stop Motion says, can't wait. Me either. Miggy12 says, it's perfect, and 12 is my lucky number, so thank you, I think you're perfect. Sexforce1738 says, I'm hyped. I bet you are. Michael Island 2047, once you finish Spider-Man 4 and probably take a much-deserved break afterwards, what are yours or High Mountain Studios' plans? Would you consider making a Spider-Man 5? Or perhaps would you rather do something totally different, finishing the Batman short film? Personally, I'd be kind of interested in seeing you all make your own Star Wars fan film. Or maybe you'd want to make a completely original movie next. Thanks again. Well, yeah, I've actually been thinking a lot, you know, about what's next. Everyone's excited for Spider-Man 5, and my answer is, I'm not going to say never. I just really want to see what the reception is to Spider-Man 4. Do people really like it? Are they really into it? I basically don't want to promise and then not deliver. As far as the Batman film, that's all Bryn's thing. Yeah, High Mountain Studios is Bryn's outfit. He just brought me on board. I've got my own production group that I brought on for Spider-Man, but so the Batman thing, that's totally his thing, but I know he said he learned a lot filming even the test shoots for the Batman that we're now applying to the Spider-Man film. As far as other fan films, you know, I'm not opposed to them. I have been working on original pieces, a lot of horror. I'm actually working on a new feature that I'm hoping to shoot after Spider-Man in 2024. It should be pretty cool. It's a literary classic adaptation. If I had to do another fan film, there's a couple stories I'd love to adapt, or I would say continue. I'm a huge fan of RoboCop. I'd love to make RoboCop 4 and make it dark and gritty like the originals. If I had to do a Star Wars story, and oh my god, I'd love to do a Star Wars story, but honestly, I think I would love to take a shot at Shadows of the Empire, if any of you remember that from the 90s. was a game I loved playing. I thought it was cool how everything but the movie existed. I don't know if there's any fan films out there like that, but I always thought it'd be fun. Oh Block 550 also asks, do you have any idea when the second trailer will release? As soon as we get a couple key story scenes filmed where we can cut together a longer trailer, it's more about getting the action in there. Because a lot of the action is CG generated, we'd like to show off some real things, and it's just a matter of, well, we need to shoot a little bit more to get that out there, and we're working on it. Darkman 2, 168. And yeah, that's another fan film I'd love to do. Darkman, he's like... Okay, that's one of my favorite Sam Raimi movies. Severely underrated, love that character. Good choice. Can't wait to see the new update, he says. Well, here it is. Is Peter Parker going to have a new moped? Yeah, actually, I think Bryn is tracking down the model or from around that year that Peter drove, so yeah, we're going to see Peter on his moped. Skits with C8500 asks, is Spider-Man 4 going to include references from Spider-Man 4 No Way Home? And Jack the Greek 6092 says, I get the feeling this takes place prior to that film. Yes, it does. That being said, we did work in a couple little references that Toby made into the movie. Even if Sam Raimi does make a Spider-Man 4, which would be awesome, it probably wouldn't conflict with the story we're telling. And I'm saying that because Tobey Maguire is significantly older than Bryn is, and he'd have to tell a story about an older Spider-Man as opposed to us telling a story about, well, like a 23-year-old Spider-Man. Sazawar asks, will there be opening credits at the beginning of the film in the style of the Sam Raimi trilogy? Oh yeah. Yeah, we're definitely doing that. The animation's being worked on. I got to see my name in the Spider-Man font with some temp music playing, and yeah, it was surreal. It was a total dream come true, but yeah, we've got our own credits. Lopez Underdog 2178 asks, hey, how you been doing? Pretty good. I mean, ups and downs like everyone else. How's the film going so far? Long time since the last update. Film's going great. Every day on set is a joy. We've got together a team that's pretty fun, spontaneous, kind of funny. We're cracking jokes between takes and things like that. So we're all having a good time making it. This doesn't feel like, to me personally, it doesn't feel like any kind of burden. I look forward to uploading these videos and interacting with a very supportive community, and I'm really excited. I'm going to be excited once this is all out, and everyone who's been patient, I hope that all your expectations are met. Do we get to see what the lizard looks like for the fan film? Unfortunately, not in this update. It was just a matter of scheduling. The lizard suit actor was unavailable at time of shooting, but we are definitely hoping to get him filmed very soon. It's going to be probably one of our favorite shoots once everything is set up. And I've seen the suit, and it's not going to disappoint. Delta Productions 313 asks, will we see my Spider-Bots from the comics? Yeah, actually, you will. We found a way to work them in where it's not too many villains, but considering we filmed some scenes in Smythe/Tomb's lab, you're going to see a lot of tech that are going to be throwbacks and, I should say callbacks to other Spider-Man media, and one bit of art direction I brought up to Bryn very early on was to have the Slayer robots from the animated series, even just as blueprints or something, but just something in the background so some eagle-eyed fans can spot that. And I think that a lot of joy in this film is going to be from people looking at all the various like Easter eggs and things like that. Mr. Friendly 504 asks, what's the runtime? I believe we're clocking it in right now at about 2 hours. We'll know more in the final edit. You always shoot more stuff than you end up needing, and then it's a matter of playing with pacing, giving some moments time to breathe, and other scenes hurrying them on quickly. So we'll see. Andrew Butler, 6,253. There's a lot of Andrew Butlers out here. Or what will be Peter Parker's connection with Vulture? Like with the Green Goblin being his best friend's father, Doc Ock being his idol, etc. Well, here's an interesting thing, and we talked about this prior to shooting. Toomes and Parker's relationship, he kind of is like the Uncle Ben that he in a way always wanted, where, you know, an older mentor figure. It's similar to Octavius, but in some ways, I mean, Peter is just embarking on his life. He's out of school, he's getting a job in a scientific field, and he sees this very paternal figure who gladly takes him under his wing, and the two take a liking to each other, they very much. And I think that it starts off very amiably, where Peter feels in a way that, like, you know, almost like an adopted son in a way. The two bond quickly. So when the two of them fight, it is very similar to Octavius, but you see this great person fall, and Spider-Man / Peter, it breaks his heart to fight him. He wants a peaceful solution. So it's a very emotionally charged story, and that's what I really like about the script. Michael Island, 2047, says, I understand if you're not at liberty to reveal this, but for the opening credits of the movie, do you intend to use footage of Tobey Maguire, Kirsten Dunst, etc. from the previous 3 movies to show or recap what took place before Spider-Man 4? Or do you intend to use the new cast to reenact those past events? Or perhaps superimpose the cast's faces over Kirsten's face, Tobey's face, etc. from the previous movies? Actually, that last one is pretty close to what we're doing. Obviously, we can't use footage from the Sony pictures for legal reasons, but what we're looking at is incorporating differing art styles of our cast and recreating old iconic scenes and moments. So that's how that's going to be realized for the opening credits. Disaster Franco, 2623. I think I got that right. Says, Eric on paper cameo confirmed. Well, unfortunately, it's more of a supporting role than just a cameo. Hopefully, I'm doing my best, and hopefully you all think that Smythe is just a real a-hole, because that's how I'm playing him. I'm method acting. I'm like this to everyone all the time. Sam Creasel 6011 says, got this idea I've had for a long time. Once you made Spider-Man 4, I was wondering if you might one day do a fan film of the third Fantastic Four film in the future. I assume you're talking about the one with Ian Griffith and Jessica Alba. I'm not sure about that one. I'm not personally a big fan of those movies, to be honest. No disrespect if you are or anything like that. I think, you know, that they have their merits. Personally, I haven't really seen a good Fantastic Four adaptation. I do like aspects, believe it or not, of the Roger Corman one. That Doom is just so entertaining, and he really just is like the comic page come to life, but I don't know, tonally the Fantastic Four movies from that first superhero boom just weren't quite my thing. Top Gamer NZ7SD asks, does Oscorp still exist? If so, who's the new owner? That doesn't really come into the story much. I do imagine that a version of Oscorp is around, but it's like a shell of itself, considering that, you know, all the heads have passed on. Amaze Sundu 7124 asks, can we see some updated CGI shots? I believe you will, but that's probably going to be in the High Mountain Studios update that I'm working on. So I hate to be a tease for that. It's just that I currently don't have any new CGI shots to show you guys. A couple of you have asked similar questions, so if I gave a shout out to somebody else to a question you asked, know that in my heart I meant to say your name. It just got awkward and I'm very sorry. Okay, we've got a lot coming up soon. Sorry I haven't been as active. As I said, life's just been, everything, everywhere, but hope to have more art soon. I know I promised that last time and then everything got crazy. More updates will be coming next month. So I hope that you all have a great day, and thank you for following, and keep telling your stories.